What if I told you there was a fire so catastrophic, so unyielding that it burned for over 3 years straight, consuming enough natural gas to power an entire city? And what if I then told you the only way to stop it was with a nuclear bomb? This isn't science fiction. This is the incredible, almost unbelievable true story of the Urtabulak gas field in Soviet Uzbekistan, and the day the USSR decided to fight fire with atomic fire. Stick around, because you won't believe how this inferno started, why a nuclear bomb was their last resort, and what the lasting legacy of this audacious act is today. Our story begins in the vast, desolate expanses of southern Uzbekistan, back in December 1963. The Soviet Union was heavily investing in its natural gas reserves, and at the Urtabulak field, well number 11 was being drilled, pushing deeper and deeper into the earth, but then disaster struck. At a depth of around 2,450 meters, that's over 8,000 feet, the drill bit hit a pocket of natural gas with an abnormally high pressure, over 300 atmospheres. To put that in perspective, that's like the pressure at the bottom of a mile-deep ocean. The wellhead, simply not built to withstand such immense forces, failed catastrophically. Gas erupted from the wellbore with terrifying force, tearing through the drilling rig, and almost immediately it ignited. What followed was a spectacle of pure, raw power, a monstrous fireball initially soaring over 70 meters or 230 feet into the sky. This wasn't just a fire, it was a fiery dance of death, as one engineer described it. Imagine it. A column of flame, visible for miles, burning 12 million cubic meters of gas every single day. That's enough to supply a city the size of St. Petersburg. For 3 agonizing years, this hellish torch scorched the earth, attracting migrating birds and insects only to incinerate them in its fiery embrace. The Soviets, of course, didn't just stand by. For over 1,000 days, they threw everything they had at this inferno. Engineers tried conventional methods, pumping in water, mud, even trying to install a massive cap on the well. But the sheer pressure and volume of gas made these attempts futile. The gas would simply find another path to escape, or the intense heat would melt the equipment. The problem was the sheer depth and the nature of the blowout. The gas wasn't just leaking, it was blasting from deep within the earth through a ruptured well bore. Traditional explosives, while powerful, simply lacked the concentrated force and precision needed to seal a pipe at such depths. This is where the story takes a wild turn. The Soviet Union had a program called Nuclear Explosions for the National Economy. Yes, you heard that right. They were exploring peaceful uses for nuclear technology, everything from seismic surveys to creating artificial lakes. And a desperate idea emerged. What if a nuclear explosion could literally crush the well shut? The plan was audacious. They would drill a new inclined well parallel to the burning one, getting as close as 50 meters away from the original well at a depth of 1,500 meters. Then a specially designed 30-kiloton nuclear device, about twice the power of the Hiroshima bomb, would be lowered into this new well. The idea was that the immense shockwave from the underground explosion would compress the earth and rock around the original well, effectively squeezing and sealing the pipe like a vice. With approval from none other than Leonid Brezhnev himself, the mission was on. The area was cleared, monitors were set up, and the world held its breath. On September 30th, 1966, after 1,074 days of unyielding flame, the switch was thrown. The ground rumbled, a slight shift was felt, but above ground there was no massive mushroom cloud. And then, something incredible happened. Within 23 seconds of the detonation, the colossal gas flame at Urtabulak began to shrink, and then it was gone. Just like that. The fire, which had defied all conventional efforts for years, was extinguished. The nuclear bomb had worked. So the fire was out, a monument to human ingenuity or perhaps desperation. But what were the consequences of detonating a nuclear bomb underground? Unlike atmospheric tests, this was a contained underground explosion, designed to minimize radioactive fallout. Reports at the time claimed no significant radiation above background levels was detected at the surface. The explosion essentially vitrified the surrounding rock, creating a glass-like barrier that sealed the well and, ideally, contained the radioactivity. This wasn't an isolated incident either. The Soviets went on to use nuclear explosions to extinguish gas fires 4 more times at fields like Pamuk and Krestische. It became a drastic but seemingly effective tool in their arsenal for dealing with unmanageable blowouts. However, the wider peaceful nuclear explosions program eventually faded, largely due to concerns over environmental impact, the risk of radioactive contamination, and the advent of better conventional drilling and well-control technologies. Today, the Urtabulak gas field is still in operation, though the exact area of the nuclear detonation is likely still monitored. While the use of a nuclear bomb to stop a fire sounds like something out of a blockbuster movie, it serves as a stark reminder of the lengths humanity will go to solve seemingly impossible problems, and the powerful double-edged sword of nuclear technology. This incredible story prompts us to consider, when faced with an existential threat, how far is too far, and what hidden, desperate solutions might still lie in the annals of history waiting to be rediscovered. What do you think about this incredible event? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this story as mind-blowing as I did, hit that like button, share this video with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe for more unbelievable stories from history and beyond.